Combining nature's fruits with the craft of beads may be a batch that you're willing to carry with this creative treat. It's a bead strawberry. The bead strawberry is a bead design that looks fine with a creative flavor that's quite unique. It's a simple pattern of a delicious fruit, and it's made with the ladder stitch technique. It's a project that you'll find great because this one is fast, fun, and easy to make. So get ready for this tutorial. To satisfy your creative needs, feel free to give this video a like and enjoy this episode of TurboBeads. Here's the list of everything you need to make the bead strawberry. Before starting this project, I'm just letting you know that I'm using Skitty strings made by Pepperell Braiding Company. It's a string that comes in a 50-yard spool. It's a round plastic lace that has a bit of flexibility to it, and it works great. With that being said, I'm just keeping you informed and letting you know that this is a personal choice. This is not a sponsored video. To make the bead strawberry, the first thing we're going to need is 3 feet of string. Then we're going to match up both ends, making a loop on the other end of that string. Next, you'll take those 2 matched ends of string and you're going to wrap those around the loop, creating a second loop. Then you'll take those 2 matched ends of string and run those through the second loop. Continue holding the string and pulling that string all the way through until you've created a knot. Of course, you'll continue pushing that string toward the top and this will tighten the knot. Do this until your knot is nice and tight and until the loop size is just right. So once you've created the loop and the knot, this is exactly what it should look like. As you'll see, this will give us a way to hang the project when finished, and this will also divide the string, giving us 2 ends of string to use to create rows for this pattern. Now that we have 2 ends of string to use, let's go ahead and create a row. To make a row, we'll take one end of the string and we're going to add 1 green bead to that string. Then we're going to take our other end of string and run it through that bead as well, going in the opposite direction. With that string coming out of each end of that bead, you'll pull both ends of the string until you reach the top. With this first row finished, creating the next row is just as simple, but this time we're going to use the straw technique. So what we'll do is we'll take a straw and split it down the middle by cutting it with scissors. So just watch close as I carefully cut the straw in half. Splitting the straw down the center will make it easier to add beads to that straw. Basically, what we're doing is using that straw as a stabilizer for the rows of beads, which will keep them straight aligned and in place once added to the string. So now that we have that straw split down the center, we're going to add 2 green beads to that straw. As I've mentioned before, you'll see that adding these beads to the straw is a lot easier since it's split down the middle. Now that you have those 2 green beads on that straw, we're going to carefully cut off the end of that straw, keeping it from showing to the sides. This will keep that straw hidden within those beads. As you can see, we now have a row of stabilized beads. From here, we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to add those beads to that string. Now that we have those beads on the string, we're going to take our other end of string and we're going to run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. So once you have that string through all of those beads, with both ends of string coming out of each side, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. As you can see, creating a row is pretty simple. Creating the next row will be a little bit different. So once again, we're going to take one end of the string, we're going to add 2 green beads to that string. Then we're going to take our other end of string and run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. With that string through both ends of those beads, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. From here, we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to add 2 green beads to that string. Once you have those beads on the string, you'll run those beads toward the top. Then we're going to take the other end of string and we're going to add 2 green beads to that string as well. Now that we have those beads on the string, you'll run those beads toward the top. Soon you'll see this row take shape once we finish the next row. For the next row, we'll go back to using that straw technique and we'll add 6 beads to that straw. You can see that I've added 1 red bead, then a green bead, followed by another red bead, then 2 more green beads, and a red bead on the end. Once you have those 6 beads on that straw, this is what it should look like. From here, we're going to do exactly as we've done before. we'll cut off the end of that straw, preventing it from showing to the sides, keeping that straw hidden within those beads. Now that we have this row of stabilized beads with the straw hidden within, we're ready to add it to the string. So let's go ahead and take one end of the string and add those beads to that string. Once we have those beads on the string, we'll take our other end of string and run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. As we've done before, when you get that string through all of those beads with both ends of that string coming out of each side, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. As mentioned before, you'll see that the previous row will straighten out and taking shape as these two rows come together. At this point, we'll continue repeating these same steps when creating additional rows. You'll add the beads to the straw with the ends cut, keeping that straw hidden within those beads. Then you'll take your stabilized row of beads and add them to the string, taking one end of the string and adding those beads to that string, then taking your other end of string and running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Then once you get that string through all of those beads with both ends of string coming out of each end, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. So just continue repeating these steps, creating additional rows, following the pattern as seen at the top of the screen. Let me be sure to mention, when assembling this project, remember to take your time when putting together each row, ensuring that you place the beads in the correct order as shown at the top of this video so that the image comes out as it should. With this visual, you can see that creating this pattern should be pretty easy, with the simple steps of creating rows of green, white, and red beads that make up the image of the strawberry. It's the perfect fruit that's nutritious and delicious. Leave a comment below letting me know what are some of your favorite fruits. As for the 10th and final row of this project, it should be pretty simple as it won't require using a straw because this row only consists of one bead. Once you finish the 10th and final row, you can tie both ends of string together with a square knot to lock all of those beads into place. When tying your string together, be sure that your knot is tied nice and secure to ensure that everything stays locked into place and holds together. With the knot tied and everything locked into place, you'll carefully cut off the tied loose ends of string, and your bead strawberry is now complete. And there you have it, another fine bead design that was fast, fun, and easy to make. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful and you can create one just as great. If there's anything you would like to add, requests or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you are new or you just haven't already, don't forget that you can always subscribe if you want to be notified for more bead tutorials just like this one. Hoping you'll tune in for the next one to satisfy your creative needs. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching TurboBeads.